Okay, so there are some things we have already talked about. Um, oh yeah, it's by the way, this video is about Swindring's next map. Um, Links will be in the descriptions down below. Um, it's it's the train station map, and he sent me the files, and I would like to give some reviews about it. The basic concepts we've already talked about. First of all, it's if you look at the map. Yeah, wrong one. If you look at the map, I don't see a reason why you cannot move the whole map. Why you cannot, let's say, add more map on the right side so that the spawning position is in the middle. Always remember, when mapping, the gameplay elements like central starting positions come first, then you make a good looking map around it. Second point, make pathways for the drones to go to and from the dropship. If a drone can't reach a spot in an infinite amount of time, it's a bad map. So trains, yes, but you need to leave a pathway for drones. Number 3. Spawn points. One of the reasons we're making new maps is to balance out the difficulty. Putting most of the alien spawn points on the side of the map makes this map very easy compared to hotter touchdown zones. Yeah, I mean, these spawn points are good, but what if the aliens spawn there? Then you just basically just could like pick them off one by one, if you want to. If you can't drive around with your vehicle, it's not a good map. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. Alternative spawn points are a bit lacking because the tactical position is around the same. What makes different spawn locations interesting are the difference in values for the tactical approaches. Yeah, there's not a lot to say about it. I mean, it looks like if we take the Shrike here as an example, it looks like they have some variances, but that's not true because the tactical approaches for the dropships are always the same. You always have a fence here, you always have a bit of free space to push into here. You have a building here, and you have the drain here. No matter where you put an additional dropship, the tactical position, the tactical value of that position is mostly the same, and that's not the point of different spawn points. The point of different spawn points is to actually randomize the tactical options a player has, because maybe they will spawn right next to a building, and then they say, okay, this is a good option, so I'm just going straight for the building. And on the other hand, then the next time he might spawn away from the building, and then the tactical value of that building decreases because he needs more time to actually reach the building. So he might come to another decision, and which is better than actually going to the building. But the building option is still there; it just has less value in comparison to the position you're in. I'm going to call this video, in addition, how to make a good map. So this is how to make a good map. Let's say we have 70 by 70 map. How's that? UFO type battleship. Okay. So we have this here. We have a 70 by 70 tile. This is the standard map for X Division. And then you start by putting down the spawn point in the middle. And the other thing would be you would specify in what area you want the aliens to spawn, right? So you just say, okay, in this area the aliens can spawn. Like inwards as well. So here we go. And then you build a map around it. That would be the easiest way of building a map. That will be the easiest way of building a map. When everything is said and done, you can also remove the alien spawn points again and then like put them in per hand where you really want to have them. This is taking a while. Yeah, so this would be like you can take this as a template, as a template, and then you build the map around it. And you can use this template for every single approach to a map that you have. But usually we want to have different spawn locations. So let's make this more. So number 1. How to make a good map. Set the dropship location first. Build the map around it. It's like setting the spawn. All the steps I'm going to explain in the next minutes are basically the skeleton of your map. You can put the skeleton in any kind of body, and it would still work the same. And this is what I want to explain is how you make different kind of skeletons and how you structure your map invisible to the player's eyes, but the structure is still there. So this would be one, and then you can go on and make the map around it if you want to. But I've seen a tendency for you to make bigger maps. So let's just go with bigger maps, you know, because it's no problem to make a bigger map. Believe me, it's very easy to do, and still make it very good. So you have a battleship, 80 by 80. So okay, so well, the first thing you now need is that we in X division we want to have a 70 by 70 playground. It doesn't matter if the map is 80 by 80 or 90 by 90 or 100 per 100. The difference is not there. It's about the middle playground, and this is what it's all about. So first of all, you can go to grounds, and then you're selecting. Come on. Make it bigger. Then you're selecting something which is 10 by 10, right? No, we need a 5 by 5 because it's 80 by 80. So we cut off 5 on the left side and 5 on the right side. So what is 5 by 5? Okay, beige concrete. This is 5 by 5. So then you're putting it in here, and so we have like this way you know where your where the last spawn points for aliens, civilians, and local forces are. So it would be number 2. If the map is bigger than 70 by 70, mark the 70 by 70 area in the middle. That's your main working ground. Yeah, and the next thing would be would actually be to, now we can put down the alien spawn points. See, we go like this, and then we can actually put down the Chinook in the middle. This was for instance one. This was for instance one thing with one dropship in the middle, but we want to have more variety. And let's see what we do if we put more dropships in, like for instance this. We can put it a bit closer. See, we can put it a bit closer. It doesn't really matter if it's like that or if we have to shrike, and you can also go and do it like this, you know. If you, for instance, have something like this, because yeah, the Valkyrie is going to be something like this too. So we are going with the square ones. In this case, is let's see. You have different touchdown zones. So the next thing you want to actually do is, because the player spends 90% of the time pretty much around the dropship. This is where most of the action happens. So what are you going to do to make this more most interesting? So to make this more the most interesting, we're now going ahead and yeah. Where is the size? Okay. We're going to go like this. Okay, so the red zone is basically what is more or less immediately accessible as a tactical option to the player. This could be something like an open road. Who knows? It could be something like a building right here. It could also be half cover. And, like in the map shown, it could also be full cover. Like for instance, you give him some full cover here. And the thing you want to do is you want to give the player a maximum variety of tactical options in the immediate drop-down zones, and I mean, in the best case, you would randomize. You would actually like think about it like that. The full cover is static, the half cover is static, the building is static, and the open field is most likely static. In the best case scenario, every one of these elements is going to be randomized too. So this means that the building could appear here, and that you could have full cover here. But this is on another level. We're trying to focus on the basics right now, so we will work with static tactical options. The variety is going to come in by the different spawn locations. So this would be number 3. Number 3. Make interesting tactical locations in the immediate area around the dropship. Okay. Um, Now you have this. Now you have this. Okay. Let's just say you have this. You start to make the map to your liking. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. You can, you know, place buildings, and then you just make the map. And then we have something like. Then we have something like. Something like this can sound. So the next thing you want to check is actually are the pathways. This is very important. You look at the map. You look at the map, and then you ask yourself, what the hell can I drive through here? There's no way I can drive through here, you know. Let's make it clear. So, for instance, we have some things here, but it's just examples. For instance, one of the things is if you have spawn locations as you have them here, then you can actually make a pathway here through. And this is just a very rough thing to do it, because you can make it way more interesting than just deleting trains in between. I would need a pathway here, because yeah, vehicles need to drive through somewhere. And you see, all of a sudden the map looks just way better just by removing trains, because now you can drive around, yeah, so obviously you will have to do this in the map editor, because just because there's a prop in the way does not mean that the vehicle can't drive through. We cannot see the map right now because we don't have the assets for it. But just so you know, you should usually do this while looking at the map, and then you go like this. Just as an example, we take this map as an example. You take this map, and then you look at it and you go like, okay, so what do I need? Yeah, this is what I need. So you take a look at it, and then you say, okay, where can vehicles drive through? And usually a vehicle should be able to reach any point of the map except for a few points. So let's say, okay, wait, this is not so visible. So let's do it like this. So this is the pathway. The blue thing is the pathway. So a vehicle can drive through here. It should be able to drive through here. It should be able to drive here, here, and here you go. See, this is again where you just say, you might need a bit how the vehicle can drive through here. You can go this, and then you go back. I think it can drive through here, and it can drive through here. It should also be able to drive through here. And yeah, get the building a bit back, And when you see something like this, then you can say, well, this is a good map, because the vehicle can more or less reach every point of the map, not really straightforward, but given an infinite amount of time, it is able to reach the pathway. Of course, the first thing you are going to look at is actually where soldiers can reach, which should basically be everywhere. So yeah. Keep in mind that this is not only the vehicle pathway, this is also the drone pathway, because if a vehicle can drive through, a drone should be able to too. So this is the hot map. If this is called the hot map. If you let vehicles run around on the map, then they would form a natural hot map of the map where they can actually drive and be at. And if it looks like this, it looks okay. It looks okay. If it does not look like this, and you cannot reach certain locations, then it's not a good map. Keep this in mind. So this is point 4, I think. And make sure for drones vehicles is interesting. Is given better. Yeah. So here you go. You have it. You have it like this. Let's do something else. Got the yeah. I think other things would be oh yeah, spawn locations. Yeah, spawn locations. Let's go over this. Yeah, spawn locations. So number 5, spawn locations. Yeah, aliens outside of buildings. Civilians mostly in buildings. Plus local forces. When you're looking at the yeah, this is one thing I wanted to show you is how to look at, like, you should make sure that the spawn locations of aliens should be the same hot map for basically every terror map. And what I mean by that is that, like, yeah, like spawning aliens around here is not so good. So you might have to restart with the spawning locations, right? So you can go here and do it like this. And then you're searching for alien. These are the spawn locations, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to find all. Then I'm going to the last position and mark all. And now I have deleted all the alien spawn points. Let's see if the map editor takes it, or if I have to reload. I have to reload the map. It's okay. Town, battleship, text station 2. And as you can see, the map is the same, but I removed all the alien spawn points, and you don't have to remove them by hand anymore. So now you would go like, well, first of all you would, well, let's do that too. What is actually the width and the height? The width. Okay, let's increase that for a moment. Yes, okay. Here you go. That would be the case, but we don't want to do it like this. We are going up and increasing the width manually per hand. Okay, so now you have an increased map size, and you can fill that thingy here with whatever you want, and make the spawn point. So let's say this is the center, and then you would just go in and yes, thank you. And then you would just fill in the things like this. Just to give you an sense of distance and where the things should be. This is, by the way, this is too far to the top, to the bottom. The map is 80, so you would have a 5-tile cutoff on the bottom and a 5-tile cutoff at the top. So these are just examples of how to do it. Yeah, spawn locations. Alien points should roughly be the same for every map to give a consistent difficulty level. Okay, and this is the most important point. It doesn't actually matter. It doesn't actually matter if you make. It doesn't actually matter if you make the map first and then revise it with the criteria laid down here, or if you make the skeleton first and then create the map around it, because both things are totally possible. To give you an example with the things we already have, with the tax station, it doesn't mean that the map that you totally have to redo the map. It's very easy to redo the map. Well, first of all, you have to remove the alien spawn points and redo them, of course. Oh yeah, one point I forgot. Just let's get right in. That is, make sure that there are 3 plus at least 3 plus main drone spawn locations. So the turquoise spawn points location. We don't want to make drone spawn points too predictable. So in the best case, it would be like that the drone spawn points would be something like this, where they are spread out, over an area instead of a location. So like, given an area is better than if you have a location, because it gives the drones more variety in approaching the target, that is you. Yeah, so let's squeeze it in. Where was I before that? Oh yeah, of course you have to redo the alien spawn points, and then you say okay, the human Chinooks are not in the central position. It doesn't matter. Look, you can do it like this. See? And then you can just remove the trains a bit. Of course, you can do it with more care than I do right now. And then you can wait a second. Let's not remove them. We can move them down here. Just to give you an example. So, come on. And yeah, and all of a sudden you have a better map just by making the points more central. Like, I think the central position would actually be something like this, you know. So a train here should be a train too. So, god damn it, here there should also be a train running down here. And yeah, so this is a very important point to notice, that it doesn't matter if you make a map first and then you revise it with these criteria, or if you make the skeleton first, like with these hot maps that I showed you, um, and then build the map around it. In this way, every map is going to be a beautiful map where the balance has been laid out in these different layers, because you have a map, you have a map, and then you have all these different kind of layers here that I show you, which which um, which tells you that how the map functions, which is not that obvious to the player, which makes the player experience the best one. Yeah, this is how to make a good map. I hope you liked it. I hope I gave you a few pointers on how to do these things, and I'm going to see you next time, Swinner Dragon. And you guys too.